Okay.
There we go. Okay, Mr. DeFalco, the
Are
floor
you,
is yours, my friend.
are you going to ask the question?
What question? Oh,
Are you
yes.
ready?
Well, because every time I did ask the question, your response was, Tiffany, you know the answer. But Fred, are you ready?
Freddie's always ready.
I think we should stick with asking the question, even though I know the answer. That will be our
Exactly.
bit in the mornings.
Exactly. All right, man, this is great. You all are really encouraging me, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. This is, I think, the first time, right at the beginning of the meeting, I got 5 cameras on. That's fantastic. Thank you. Really, I mean, that really helps. With the energy, and especially when you got that ball of that bundle of energy that Karen's carrying around there. We're just talking about Karen. This is her third granddaughter. Third granddaughter. Wow. Fantastic. All right, cool. How come my hands up? I put this thing on automatic and I go like this and I move my hands and it raises. I'm not raising my hand there. Let me see here. How to lower my hand. All right, there we go. Cool. Hey guys, we were just talking about the rally. And then Kathleen was talking about the rally yesterday. How many people were, this was in Miami, and I think there was one in Orlando too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people were there in Miami yesterday? How many? Kathleen, do you think
Yeah.
we're in? How many people
I was there.
I say how many people were there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were taking a poll. I'll be okay. I would say I'm really bad at this, right? But my estimate was probably 250 people.
250. Wow. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, cool. Yeah, I'm glad to see that they were doing that, because especially this changing market and with all the things going on with the lawsuits, which we'll talk a little bit about today too, and just bring up some questions on that. We were just talking a little bit with Ted when he was here by himself. He was the first one in the room, talking about some challenges. So I'm glad you're here. I wanted to talking about some things today that I think are going to help. So yeah, if you can turn your cameras on, that'd be great. It just gives more energy to the room. Keep in mind, this is a mastermind. Somehow, some way, I'm trying to figure out, and maybe y'all can help me, is how I can get people to understand truly, truly, truly what a mastermind is. And how many have read the book Think and Grow Rich? Who is, and speak up. Yeah, speak up. You just as a matter of fact, as long as you don't have things going on in the background, you can leave yourself unmuted, because I really want to try and get more participation. But you've read it, Kathleen?
Yes.
You know,
It's been a while, but yes.
yeah, the mastermind principle is one that we don't really get. It's hard for us to get it because we are kind of like, I don't know, we're just such creatures of habit, right? That we want to go it alone, and we think we're alone, and we're not alone in this world. I mean, we are a mastermind, right? It's called the universal mind. Now that makes some people uncomfortable based upon your religious upbringing, but the universal mind is all minds together. Okay. And I'm not talking about some hocus pocus and all that kind of stuff, but last night we had a little gathering in the office here. There's 5, 6 or 7 of us, and just people coming together, right? The energy, and where does that come from? It comes from the minds, right? And a lot of times we'll tune in and we'll tune into a Tony Robbins. We'll say, yeah, that's what I need. I need to, and it's not Tony Robbins' mind that is giving you that energy when you listen to somebody like that. It's all the minds that he's been exposed to. So it is definitely the mastermind. If you notice this, as hard as I try, I turned this group private, the Mind Body Mastermind, and Annabelle, my assistant, so, and she'll put this link in the chat a couple times if you want to put that in there now, Annabelle. But the Mind Body Mastermind, I have such a tough time people coming in and commenting and talking about the real stuff, being real, being vulnerable, being authentic, being transparent. And because we're taught, to kind of not do that, right? You don't talk about your finance. You don't talk about this. You ask me any question. I promise you ask me any question on this call, I'll answer it directly. I have no secrets in my life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the evil, the righteous. I will tell you anything. And that's not because I'm so wonderful. It's because I've been hanging out with so many minds all my life that I realize that I need your mind. I do this on Wednesday morning is because of my needs. And once you understand the true mastermind, you really get that. And I've got some things for you today that has absolutely, it befuddles me how it takes 62 years to put some of this stuff together and understand some of these things. But I'm going to share some things with you that I think are going to be very wise for you. Remember, my goal, helping people to be healthier in all aspects, happier, wiser, and wealthier. And that's why I formed this mastermind. So, and if you are one of there's only about, it's about a 2%, 3% that have all your stuff together, right? And if there's maybe we only have 20 people, we may not have any on here that have everything together in all aspects of your life. Then I need you here as well, because you need to speak up and help us, because we all need some help. I did a little post. I think I pinned that one the other day. Oh, how much would you weigh? Now, this didn't come to me, I mean, I really, I pray for insight. I pray for wisdom. My prayer from A Course in Miracles says, we don't need to know anything. We really need to unknow everything. We got to unlearn everything, right? It's all about seeing. It's all about vision. It's all about wisdom. Wisdom, the ability to see and to choose the highest possible goal together with the surest means of obtaining it. So the other morning I woke up I posted this November 11th. But be authentic, transparent, and vulnerable. Give your number that comes to your mind. Mine was 70 at first. Then I did an integrity check. It's only 59. If there was a scale to stand on, to weigh, measure your personal growth for your age. And when I say personal growth, where you see yourself every year, you've gotten better emotionally, financially, business-wise, everything. What would your age be in personal growth? Control over your mind, body, emotions, your personal power, your soul power, personal excellence, personal peace. A scale you could get on, and it went from 0 to 100. 0 being total mediocre and powerless over life. 100 being totally excellent and powerful, peaceful, healthy, happy, wise, and wealthy. Measure by your effort and energy you put into personal growth and development. Now, you're here this morning, so I want to really give you something here, because you've taken your time, and that is the most precious thing in life. So measured by your effort and energy you put into personal growth and development. We all know the definition of insanity, and insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again and expecting different results. My morning started out at 7:30 a.m. with a coaching client that is just ready to, she's, but in a good way. I mean, it was really sad what she had to go through this past week, but I could just see that it's just purifying her, right? And she's still showing up and willing to go through it. So even though she's in such a miserable state, her growth has really gotten better as of this past week's experiences. I got punched in the gut this past week with her situation that happened, and oh my gosh, it was tough. But I said, wow, I've got to get better. That's why it happened. I'm not good enough. Not I'm not good enough, but what the area that it happened in. Measured by your effort and energy you put into personal development growth. Your number, what would it be? So I reevaluated mine. I said, darn, I'm really a 59. I got so much more to go. I'm not equal. It should be equal to your age, right? Mine should be at least 70. But I go, man, I really got to do better. This is why I made it a private community, because what I really want to hopefully encourage people to do here is to come in and really share all that really is going on. The other morning I went on a little rant. If not now, when? When are we going to become distinguished? When are we going to become distinguished? So, you know, I really want to talk about this word distinguished this morning, because I want you to be distinguished. EXP, in my opinion, as a business. Now, there's some of you that may be guests and you're not EXP Realty. You know, there's a lot of other companies that are distinguished too, but it's what you do with it. But the reason I'm with EXP Realty is because if you are a personal growth and you're growing every year, there's no better platform, in my opinion, for the brokerage business than EXP Realty, because I can get people at 110%, 115%, and I have a couple of those because of their rev share and because of the way that the system's spent. So let me share with you. This is, can you see my screen, everybody? If you can't, let me know. Everyone see it? Shake your head. Let me see. Yeah, good. Okay. So anyway, this is a presentation I do with some people that are stuck at a brokerage, you know, focus on your financial feature. Are you truly invested in your future? You love your current broker in office. They're like family, but is family looking out for your long-term financial future? Now, I can say this to EXP agents too. You kind of love what you've been doing. You think, and you keep doing the same things over and over again, but you're getting the same results. You need to ask yourself these questions. Are you building equity and assets, or just earning a paycheck, trying to pay the bills? And if you're just trying to pay the bills, that's okay. Remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs. On Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, it starts out as the bare necessities, right? And if that's where you really are, and you're trying to be in the real estate business and you want to be up on there on the self-actualization, forget about it. You're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to burn out. You're going to feel like you're on a hamster wheel. It doesn't happen. Take care of your basic needs. Go get 2 full-time jobs. Today, you can make $18 an hour at McDonald's. I was stopped by one of these famous gas stations now. What do they call it? It's a real big, Buc-ee's? No, what's it called? It's on the expressways now. What's the name of it? They're all over now. They're starting to pop up. Anybody?
Yeah, it's Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. It is
It
Buc-ee's.
is Buc-ee's, I think. Yeah.
So there's this big deal. Everybody making up a Buc-ee's. They're selling this damn meat sandwich for $9 that no one should probably eat, but it was good. But you know, it's and a lot of it is just the hype going on. And I mean, it's revitalized small towns. I have a coaching client in Alabama, and Kentucky, and they put this darn Buc-ee's in this little town, and it's created all these, the economic stimulus. And I was there, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. I said, I got to stop it when I did. And I look, and there's a job opening for some kind of shift manager or something. It was like $101,000. I mean, it was a manager of something, not the whole store either. I said, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding. I went in and I saw another post. I think it was like $19 an hour. I thought, man, if someone really wants to practice real estate business, let them come here, get 2 shifts, work double time, or get a job here at Buc-ee's and go down to McDonald's and earn $16 an hour. And in a week, they could pick up a couple grand a week, get some money saved up, and then they go to the real estate business. So why are we making a big deal out of all this? But anyway, that's starting from the low and down. But if you're at the top, how do you maintain it? And then how do you get your time freedom? You know, Kathleen Comerford has been a broker in a long time, just with EXP of, you know, what, 6 months now, Kathleen? And she wants to build a team, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
6 months. You've been about 6
Mhm.
months. And
Yeah,
so
6
she's looking to get where she gets more time freedom, because she and her husband are successful in doing some building and some other things. They're a very creative couple, but she's tired, right?
Yes.
Tired
Very
of
tired.
the babysitting, right? And whatever. So she's looking to build a team. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, this is going to apply because it's important. So ask yourself, are you building equity and assets, or just earning a paycheck? Are you being loyal to your potential and future? Because if you got that itch, Kathleen, you don't, you know, I don't care if you don't have to sleep until you get it fixed and you figure it out, and you keep going to other minds until you figure it out. You talk to Jeff
Mhm.
Willems, which is one of your business partners, by the way. There's
Right.
about 4 levels up. Go out and fly or get on a Zoom call with his leaders out there, how they built a team of like 31 people, and they do 700 deals a year. And Jeff
Wow.
spends 5 hours a week in his business. You know, are you being loyal to your potential and future? Your loyalty is admirable, but it should be to your own financial well-being and that of your family and loved ones. Now, this is a presentation to people outside of EXP that I do and try to get them to think, growing a business opportunity. But a lot of time comfort is hindering our growth as well, even though we're at EXP, we're not taking advantage of all the stuff. So, this is what I convince them. I said, with my mentor, my group, and I do this for some people. I let you invite people. I'm going to show you in a minute. As long as you're with the EXP and the GPS, you can invite people to my funnel, and it says who invited you, and then they will come back to you. I don't care. I'm here to give. Add to your hard-earned money. Don't give it to grow other people's businesses. This is where, I just saw someone did a $15 million deal yesterday. I'm going to be calling them today with Coldwell Banker. I get just the 6% alone. If they're on 100% split, the 6%, and if they're on a 90, they paid 5.4% to Coldwell Banker Corporate on that sale. What a crazy thing. That's nuts. At EXP, it's only $1,300 a month, $16,000 a year. And all the coaching and consulting you get in the world, and the icon conversations every Friday at 11:30 a.m. that you should never miss, right? I tell people, if you make the eye conversations every Friday at 11:30 a.m. and you do that for 1 year straight, you will never, ever have another business issue in your life. Every Friday, just 1 hour. You attend that and see how other people are building their businesses. So, you got to keep moving forward, right? And then with EXP, the reason I'm with EXP is because all these opportunities, I only have to pay $1,300 a month, $16,000 a year. If I don't cap right now, I'm not personal production. I do some bigger deals. I'm doing a really big deal now that, after one deal you cap and it's not an issue, but I don't mind giving that 16,000, even if I don't icon, because I'm not after the icon. I'm here to build teams, right? So the law of duplication, why settle for one stream of income? And with EXP, you can do that. So let's go into the distinguish, what it means. Okay. Now, distinguish.live it points to my personal coaching consulting that I'm still working on for all industries. And I have some coaching clients outside of real estate as well. But distinguish.biz goes to a funnel that I keep working on. And it's all about the real estate business. It's all about how I can be a resource. And you can send people here and say, you want to meet my business partner. Even though you're not in my direct EXP, I'm your business partner. Hey, you ought to go meet my business partner. He's pretty interesting guy. I think he may be able to help you. Send them here and make sure you tell me, if you're not in my group, that you invited people here. Let them watch this and just say, man, he's all about real estate, and then when they come in and they connect with me, I will help them and bring them into your rev share for you. So, there's no reason, and you're on this call. So you're here. So I'm giving you the permission. Say, go to distinguish.biz.com, right? I mean, distinguish.biz, make sure they understand it's not .com, and point them there. This is my other site, but point them to the distinguish.biz and I'll help you. So let's just talk about what is distinguish. Eminent, okay? Standing out so as to be readily perceived or noted or conspicuous, okay? Now, Ted, are you there, Ted? Ted, where are you? Did Ted leave? He's not multitasking.
I'm here.
There you go. Don't be multitasking on me, man.
No, I'm not. I'm paying attention.
So
I'm
Ted and I were talking earlier, and he said, "Hey, man, he's how many years you been in the business, Ted?"
5
years. And you were out of it for a while or something. You're struggling with it, and you're coming back.
I was back and forth. Right now, I did say that this is what I want to do for the last two years, I would say. So I've been pressing on for this period. I mean, burning bridges as I go along, because this is what I want to do.
And on Maslow's hierarchy of need, Ted, you're on the bottom rung. And that bottom rung is you got to meet your basic needs. You know Maslow's hierarchy of needs that I've shared a number of times. Annabelle, pull a slide up. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm going to throw this in here right now. And all you leaders that are on here, you need to listen to this. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Annabelle, are you there? Or did she get called away? Speak up, Annabelle. Okay. Let's just see here. Maslow hierarchy. I have it somewhere, but let me just do this. So this is Maslow's hierarchies of need. Okay. You'll find it everywhere. So let me find one that's a little bit more descriptive. Okay. Here's one here. Okay, cool. So let's just open this up. So Maslow's That didn't pop up as big as I wanted that. There. Annabelle, you there? All right, it's going to be hard to see this, but
I'm here, Mr. F. I'm here.
oh,
I'm here. Hold
okay.
on.
I want a bigger one. Well, I won't go too much into here. Let me just do this. But so the bottom rung, okay, is physiology, right? Is that you need to do breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion, it's all your physical needs, right? And then it's safety. So you're on these bottom two: security of body, employment, resources, morality, the family, health, and property. So Ted, you still could be distinguished though, right? You still could be distinguished.
Right.
If you went down to Buc-ee's and got one of these big, good paying, high paid jobs, and then you go down and you go to someplace else and you get a second job, and you're working 16 hours a day, I want you to have your business cards and I want you to be telling people, say, man, I'm working toward a goal. Because all you've got to do to be distinguished is, and be wise, wisdom is the ability to see and to choose the highest possible goal together with the surest means of obtaining it. So if you need these two basic needs, don't opt out of the real estate business and feel like you're struggling. It's not struggling, it's juggling. Juggle 2 damn jobs. Get that income, save every dime, don't blow any money. In 6 months, your whole life will be different. And you will be sleeping so well if you work 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. And don't even work 5 days a week, wait 6 days a week. You want to become distinguished, you can do it, my friend. And you can learn the real estate business. Anybody can do this stuff.
But then it takes away your time. Then you have to take away your time, though.
But you're not going to take, if you don't have resources and you're not feeling distinguished and you're not feeling powerful and you're in control, and just because you're working for someone doesn't mean you're not in control. You have the biggest smile on your face, right? I have a mentee, right? A person that I've helped start in the real estate investment business. Okay. He got his first job. He was with Rent-A-Centers. He was a delivery guy. He dressed up almost like a little tie on stuff and clean white shirt. And they laughed at him when he showed up. They did. They literally laughed at him and they used to make fun of him. He was the best looking guy. Well, now he is senior vice president of Rent-A-Center. His income is about $260,000 a year. And now he owns, thanks to me and helping him with the real estate investment, he's on like his 5th Airbnb property, right? But he started on the truck, delivering Rent-A-Center stuff, So you still can become distinguished. And not, if you really want to build a business, you can't build a business if you're down at Maslow's hierarchy of needs down here, right? That I just showed you, because everyone wants to be up here: self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others. But this is to be distinguished. You take care of this one first, then you take care of the second one, then you take care of the love and belonging, then you take care of this esteem, then you start becoming self-actualized. And guess what? You fall right back down these a lot. I've been to the top of this mountain 2 or 3 times in my life, right? In all aspects. And if you fall back down, it's okay. You're going to get back up. That's what forgiveness is all about. So you still could become distinguished though. So when you were talking earlier saying, hey, I'm really having a little tough time, don't have a tough time. This is just setting a plan and doing it, because wisdom is the ability to see and to choose the highest possible goals together with the surest means of obtaining it. You can have all the goals you want, but we romanticize our plans. Kathleen could talk about all day long. She's going to build this great team and have time freedom. But if she doesn't start doing the little steps toward it and hanging out with people that have done it, a mastermind, coming into the mastermind group on Facebook saying, hey guys, it's okay. I'm frustrated. I want to build this team. Who's out there doing it? That's why I made it a private community, so all of us can get real. Okay. So you want to become eminent. You're standing out as far as to be readily perceived or noted. And you could be at Bucky, and I'm not saying who's job at Bucky, but hopefully you're getting the principle, all of us. Stop trying to be something you're not by not liking who you are. You get that? You gotta use this here. When you go back here and look at the mastermind, you got to come to the basics, and you got to understand this is, if you look here, be tolerant, self-discipline, mastering life with Marcus Aurelius, 1300s, whatever he lived. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Here's A Course in Miracles. I was created as the thing I seek. What you're really seeking, Ted, is yourself, but you're struggling to pay bills. You can't do that, right? You just got to set a plan. I'm going to put one step in front of the other, and I'm going to go do this. It's not a matter I want to, I hope to, I wish to. It's I am going to. right? Little thing. This is a little business I did. Do I have time to do another business? No, but a friend of mine said, hey man, you ought to take a look at this. I had faith in my friend. I went and did this little business thing with Transact card, a Visa card, and I'm up at $1,500 a month, passive income, so it's because I took advantage of her mind. I really didn't want to. I didn't, don't bother me, please, Judith. Don't. I said, oh, I trust you. I'm going to do it, and she helped me. So here's Dale Tyroller. Dale, are you on this morning? Dale just made, and she's doing small rental deals. But she just made Icon. She just got a $16,000 award. Hang out with people like this. Come in here and talk, whether it's physical or whatever else it is. But this is what being distinguished is all about. So the November project and the October project, Ted, you got to get in and do the October project. Every morning, 10 minutes. What's your inner voice telling you? Be true to that inner voice. It's saying, step up, Ted, step up. Be true to it. Then the November challenge was all about strategy, right? But you got to, I'm pouring a lot into this, but you got to take advantage of it, right? The October project, the October, November were too powerful. December is going to be a month of being distinguished. Distinguished December. December, a month to get distinguished or be distinguished. And so let's go back here quickly because I want to just go through these quickly. Okay, esteemed, highly respected or regarded. And that's a need that we have. That's what we want. Esteemed agents earn respect through integrity. Integrity, again, I got off on this tangent, Buc-ee's. But being full of integrity, my first job was a garbage man behind a garbage truck, right? I was a darn good garbage man. I could flip up 2 cans with one time. I grab one in one hand, one in the other, and I flip them up and I dumped them, right? I was esteemed, and then the next thing I know, I went and did something else, and you just keep growing, right? So esteemed agents earn respect through integrity. And what is integrity, everybody? Is when it relates to business. It's doing what you say you're going to do, right? It's setting goals and achieving them. That's integrity. It's not keep wishing and romanticizing your plans. I do it all the time. I romanticize my plans. Oh yeah. And I make love to my plans and nothing happens, it's all about consistent results. Show me the results. Man, I look at my results with EXP in 5 years. I want to cry. And whose fault is that? It's mine. I got involved in some things I shouldn't have got involved in. I made some decisions I shouldn't have made. But there are no right and wrong decisions. There's only decisions, and you live to make them right. And damn it, I'm living to make them right. And that's how you become distinguished. Illustrious, notably or brilliantly outstanding because of dignity or achievements. Because of dignity or achievement. Do these achievements need to be an icon? No, you're not going to become an icon until you have the mind set and the will set to put in the work that you need to put in. The context. Illustrious agents have a track record of notable achievements and awards. Look at Dale Tyroller. Now, Dale came to me 2 years ago, and man, she was beat up by the company she was with. She was struggling to try to do some deals. He wanted to sue her, right? And when she left, all kinds of stuff. And here she's now an icon agent. Why? Because of Fred DeFalco? No, because of all the masterminds I've been exposed to, and because she showed up. And she did what she said. Jay DeFalco, my cousin, a Gainesville, brand new agent, 4.5 years ago, 122 deals, I think it was last year he did. How? Why? Paul Saperstein, young man, out of college. Now he does 200 deals a year. Was it because Fred's so good? No, it's all the masterminds I've been exposed to. And that's how you become illustrious. Renown, inspiring respect and admiration, having high status. Prestigious agents are those who have earned a high level of respect and operate in high value markets. And high value markets could be $150,000 houses. Paul Saperstein sells an average, I think his average price is maybe, I don't know, I don't want to quote it if I'm wrong, but it can't be more than 300. And that's big, that's small for the area we live in, maybe 350. But he was selling them when they were 80,000, but he has a high level of respect. He does over 200 deals a year. Exemplary, deserving imitation because of excellence, serving as a model. And where do you get this from? You get it from finding a really powerful mastermind, but participating in it. And folks, you got it in Mind Body Mastermind on Facebook. I have very little participation in there. And it's sad because it's not that you ought to come in and listen to Fred because he's such a master. No, come in and listen to all of us. You know, Karen was on the call here with her little beautiful granddaughter here just recently. You know, Karen came on and she just shared some of her when we were doing the 7-minute a day challenge for our physical bodies. It encouraged me that she got on, you know, and a few of the other people, but very few were participating. But you need that mastermind. Come in, be authentic, be transparent, be vulnerable, say, I'm miserable. It's not working, Fred. Ted, you can come in there every day and say, it's not working. I got news for you. I will help you make it work. Come into the mastermind, be vulnerable, be transparent. Okay. So we want role models for others. We all should be, and listen, you could be at the bottom rung and be a role model. My cousin, Jay DeFalco, he's not on the call, so I can say this. I don't care if you tell him. He drove me crazy. He was a pain in my, you know what, but I knew he was going to make it because he kept showing up. He went into Workplace with EXP. He got 9 deals his first year off of Workplace. Oh, how do you do that? Oh, tell me, what's the secret? There's no secret. He just did it. He got in there. He started joining all the referral networks and EXP. He started commenting. He started talking about Ocala. He came up with a pretty cool name, Jay Sells Ocala, and he got 9 deals his first year out of Workplace. 9 deals. Some people can't do 9 deals in 5 years. Why? Because they don't have the mindset and they don't have the will set. Prominent. So being distinguished, definition, important, famous. Okay, and not famous, you know, the ego sense of famous, but that you are known that you do what you say you're going to do, right? You're not the same as you were last year. I'm so proud of Dale and all my other icon agents. I'm so happy that I've got, out of my 115 people, I've got now, I think that's the 8th one, icon agent. Prominent agents are recognized leaders in their field, often contributing to industry discussions and trends. You know, show up with some energy, right? That's why on these calls, you should not multitask. Let's get in, get out. And I'm going to try and end here quickly so we can chat and talk, and let's get on and become distinguished today. Notable, worthy of attention or notice, or remarkable. Notable agents are those who stand out by consistently going above and beyond for their clients. I went so far above and beyond last week for somebody. It was incredible. And they punched me right in the stomach. They listed with somebody else. And I don't normally go after listings. So, and I said, unbelievable. But you know what? I'm not going to stop giving. I'm not going to stop giving. There's a reason. And I figured it out after I went through some soul searching. But notable agents are those who stand out consistently by going above and beyond for their clients. I got a call on a Friday night. Someone was losing funding on a big deal, right? And asked me if I could help on a Friday night. They had to close by Tuesday. They need $2.5 million. A developer. Oh my gosh! All weekend I spoke, and I got beat up all weekend from the developer I was trying to help. But I said, I'm just going to keep giving. I closed that deal on a Tuesday afternoon at 4:00, and I picked up a $35,000 commercial loan fee, right? And then I picked up the $6.5 million listing because I went above and beyond. I didn't care. I kept my integrity, and I got it done, right? And you just keep going. Success is the artful management of failures and setbacks. That's how you become distinguished, is that you start, instead of struggling, you juggle. You set a struggle, you juggle. When you feel like you're failing, you're not failing. You're just not learning from it. You're not learning from it. And success is the artful management of failures and setbacks. And when you're failing, that is the universe, that's divine intelligence, that's God, that's divine integrity saying, hey, I want you to learn something. I want you to become bigger. I want you to become better. I want you to sweat. I want you to be better, right? Because we're co-creators. I'm calling you to a higher calling. And yet we drown it out with alcohol or extra ice cream, or, you know, I'm an ice cream aholic. You know, I'll down a half-gallon ice cream when I, you know, need to drown my sorrows. Admired by many for one's qualities and achievements. Respected agents earn admiration from both clients and peers for their work ethic and professionalism. Work ethic, that's the key. Influential, having great influence on someone or something. Influential agents shape market trends and client decisions through their knowledge and expertise. And you don't give up. Okay, so let's become distinguished. And the way we're going to do that, as this group here, you're here Now come to the extension, the Mind Body Mastermind, participate in the November challenge, Unleash the Power of Self-Discipline with the Book of 5 Rings. It's a short book. You can get it on audio. You can get it on YouTube. Come down and look at all the posts that I did with Miyamoto. You may say, why you got a sword fighter in there? You know, well, it's all about strategy. When you read, I have some great posts down there. It actually gives you here, when you come in, Kathleen, you want to, and the reason I'm picking on you because you're on my screen and you're showing up right there. If you
That's
really want
fine.
if you really want to build that team, this is it. This is the way you do it, is that you come through and you just keep doing this. And it's all about strategy, training the mind through meditation, strategy, and focus, strengthening the body through physical, all these things. And he lays out all about his strategy, right? And you want to become the Miyamoto of having one of the best teams. You want to hang out with Jeff Willems. They will get on a Zoom call with you, his executive vice president. And you then talk to a second team. And then we don't do that. Why don't we do it? Because we don't schedule it. So it's all about time blocking. I do a lot of time blocking. Someone was bringing up the other day, I shared it, the spiritual side of success, the Twisdom clock, right? And what is Twisdom? Matter of fact, it came up last night when we were talking here in the office. Twisdom is mixing time. I have that in here because I had a coaching client that wasn't practicing. And she was talking about how hard it is for her to learn time blocking. Oh my gosh, it's taking your calendar on a Sunday and blocking 30 minutes a week of your life so you can plan your upcoming week. It's time blocking. It's in here somewhere. Twisdom. It's all here. You know, all these things are here for your encouragement, right? It's all about the present moment. Somewhere the clock is in here, but it's all Frank Hopkins has been sharing this book here with Mind Shift. This has been fantastic. I've been really getting a lot out of his things. But this one here, Rise Above Mediocrity. If you're not doing it, that just means when you step on the scale, you're just mediocre. And that's not, it's okay to be mediocre. I am mediocre in so many areas still. I'm working on it. I'm trying. I just keep showing up. What's the difference between a big shot and a little shot? Somebody. I say this every now and then. Who can give me what's the difference between a big shot and a little shot? Somebody. There's no difference. A big shot is nothing more than a little shot, but they just keep on firing. I'm just a little shot. I just keep firing. I was looking for my clock, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, come in here. I want us to become distinguished. I want this Wednesday meeting to become distinguished. We were up to 40 some when we made the change. We dropped down into the 20s. Invite some other people. You are distinguished. Oh, I see Super Alice on. Alice, the camera on. Super Alice, R-E.
Don't make
Alice.
me don't make me turn on my camera. Fred.
There she is.
I'm still drinking my coffee.
Folks, you talk about a distinguished person, mom of 6 children.
That's right.
Mom of 6 children. What are the ages?
16 to 26.
Wow. And gone through some real tough personal stuff, right?
My favorite.
But keep showing up. I'm so glad you're here because you're distinguished, right? And if I don't feel distinguished this morning, Fred, neither do I. Welcome to the club. But I know the feeling's a lie. I know the feeling's a lie.
Yep.
I had a coaching client this past Sunday. They got onto the call. I mean, their eyes were black. They said, oh my God, I had such a hard time. I didn't think I was going to make the call. This happened last week. This happened last week. I said, well, you owned it, right? And so, folks, we're all in this together. This is a mastermind. I'm so glad you're here. Please join the Mind Body Mastermind community. Annabelle, if you post it in the chat again, I'm here for you. I want to help you be healthier, happier, wiser, and wealthier. And we can do this together. But we can't do it by ourselves. I can't do it without you. That's why I'm still here. So, you know, I've had a number of people quit EXP that are my own nephew. He thought he had a better idea. Well, how's it working out? Well, it's the same idea of EXP. You got to make them work. What's the best exercise machine out there? Peloton? What's the best exercise machine out there? Anybody? Home exercise machine. What's the best one on the market?
The one you use.
Amen. Right? It's like the CRM. What's the best one?
Mm-hmm.
There's another distinguished. She has her hand up. Jill.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Fred.
Hey.
So I just, I'm so glad I am on this every time I come on, and then I'm like, push myself, but I'm like so happy, and I just wanted to share this. This is, I don't know if you can see the sheet. It's a time block sheet.
Oh, good.
And I mean, every day, I'm like, all right, I have to do it now. I feel guilty if I'm not doing it, but I'm writing down, each 9:30. Okay, so what do I have to do? I also have it on my calendar, but if you're writing it out, and that's what I'm doing, I'm seeing such a difference, and it like keeps me to be responsible for my decisions, what I have to do. And because I can forget, but if I don't write this down, I mean, yesterday, okay, so I'll give you an example. Went to that rally, which was great. And I was supposed to, somebody who works for EXP, who was she's the one who told me about the rally. I wouldn't have known. She lives out of state, and she was there, and so she said, text me when you're there. And then, so she texts me, are you here? And we had already left like a little early. If I would have written that down in my head, I was like, oh, I'll reach out to her. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, hello. But it
I'm
really.
glad you brought up, Jill, I'm glad you brought up time blocking. Folks, how many of you really want to be powerful and free? I'll tell you, man, time blocking, stop everything else you're doing, watch some videos on time blocking. To keep it really simple, it's once a week, 30 minutes, where you block out 30 minutes for yourself in front of your calendar, and you look at your past week and you go, where did I really, didn't like that, that didn't work. You look at the upcoming week, you block some personal. The first thing you do is block your personal time. What haven't I done I really like to do or want to do, right? Like my mornings are sacred, right? I just got to go out. This morning I had a real pressurous thing coming up and all, but I was going to skip, just a quick little physical workout and that kind of stuff. I said, I was that close. No, you're not doing it. At least give me 10 minutes. Well, I took 20, right? And I talked to myself, no, at least give me, no, I'm not doing it. I got to go. Like a nut. I'm sitting there. No, I got to go. Oh my gosh. No, you're going to give me 10 at least. And I knew I took 20 because I didn't want to come back in. So time blocking, it will radically, because that's what wisdom is, right? Wisdom is, the ability to see and choose the highest possible goal, along with the surest means of obtaining them. And the surest means of obtaining them is you plan them, you put them in writing. And Sunday night, take 30 minutes, Sunday morning, 30, whatever your best time on a Sunday, evaluate your previous week, look at your upcoming week, and you put little appointments with yourself. I have appointments for everything, right? And I still, oh my gosh, if I had to score myself on 1 to 100, how good I am at time blocking, I'm probably a 60, right? I still got a whole lot more to go. And it's the same way, Jill. I'm the same way. I'll forget something. I should have time blocked it.
I never did this before until, meeting John and you. I mean, John's the one. I was like, okay, I have to, even though it's like you got to push yourself and get out of the old habits. I was listening to this podcast. It was all about marketing. And they were talking about this guy who went to go visit his brother. I forgot what state, and very, very successful and in real estate. And he was just sitting there and watching all the realtors come in and out, busy making their calls. He said, but you know what I noticed? They weren't blocking out their times. They didn't have that structure. They weren't, it was just like coming and going, not, setting the boundaries, the guidelines, whatever. And like, so true. Like
if you time block Fridays at 11:30, if you're with EXP Realty, you time block Fridays 11:30, you never miss it for 1 year. I guarantee you there's nobody on this call wouldn't be at a 6-digit income every year, a minimum 6-digit. 11:30 Fridays, the iConversations. If you can't listen to that many minds in 1 year and not be way beyond a 6-digit income, they are the best of the best. They have the icon show up every Friday for you for 1 hour, and it's the best of the best of the best every Friday, 11:30 a.m. iConversations in the world. You should never miss it. Never miss it. Have a notepad. Don't multitask. Be intentional about it, and watch what happens to your career. but well, you know, I've attended some of them. They were kind of not really that good. All of them are good because you learn what not to do. You learn what not to say. You learn what not to present. You know, this is what I tell people. I mean, literally, folks, I worked with people on death row, and unfortunately, one of them was my own brother. You know, I tell everybody, you're never a waste. No one's a waste because they can always serve as a bad example of others. So if you don't like where you are in your real estate career, it's okay. You're still good because you're serving as a bad example to others for what not to do. So give yourself credit. You're good. You're wonderful. You're perfect. But you just gotta keep practicing, right? And it's not about things going right. I don't have very few things that seem to go right. It's just that I know how to master and artfully manage all my little failures and setbacks. I know how to manage them. And that's what I'm a master at. I'm a master at managing chaos. And that's what life is about. It's about not just the chaos, the joys too. Remember the 3 words. This is important. And I'm gonna not talk anymore. I'm gonna hold my mouth after this one. It's the internalizing that we have a problem with. It's the externalizing we have a problem with. We internal both the good, we internalize the bad, we internalize, you know, how many of us have met a lover or a friend or somebody, we thought, oh, wow, I finally found the one, you know, and yet 4 years later, you're ready to kill them, right? You internalize it and it becomes your identity, right? Or we internalize the negative things that happen. We internalize everything, right? You got to be neutral as a human being. You got to be neutral. Don't internalize anything. And then, or either we externalize it. I was on with one of my coaching clients the other day. How many of you know Brent Gove, right? Brent Gove has an executive assistant, right-hand person, a partner named James. She said, oh, Fred, all I need is a James in my career and I would do so wonderful. I said, let me tell you something. If you had James, he'd quit as disorganized as you are. So Brent has James because Brent was good and he did all the work first. And then he attracted a James into his life, you know, that runs his entire business. So either that we externalize, we think something on the external is what I need. You don't do that. You always eternalize. Remember, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. None of this stuff, don't let anything play on your head. Don't allow anything to discourage you. Don't allow anything to get you depressed, because all that is a symbol of is that you don't understand your true value. If you're depressed, you don't understand your true value. If you're frustrated, you don't understand your true value. If you're angry, you don't understand your true value. Anger is nothing but threat and value. Frustration is nothing but threat and value. You've got to understand your true value. And the only way you get that is through eternalization, to realize you're an eternal being. And, you know, something really ugly happened, you know, about a week ago. And I said, I just closed my eyes and I just started meditating. I said, where was that experience I'm feeling right now? That terrible feeling I'm feeling right now, that emotion I'm going through. Where was that 75 years ago? And then where will it be 75 years from the day? And I really did. I closed my eyes, folks. And I said, oh, that's what I thought. It's a lie. It's not real. And I got happy. I eternalized it. And that you have to do that. You have to do that. You are eternal beings having a human experience. And that's where you become powerful. That's where you become powerful. And time blocking is realizing that you're in control. And it is the most powerful thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Jill. All right, there's somebody else. Thank you, Jill, for that. Anybody else? That was very good. Anybody else? Krista Kohler, we got to have Krista speak up. Hi, Krista. Hi, Krista. Krista. Is she multitasking on us, folks? We called her. Anyway. Hey, Karen, where's your beautiful granddaughter? Let's end this with your beautiful granddaughter. Is she still there? Show off. Tell them. Show them. She's Kathleen, is it? No, what's her name?
Catherine.
Catherine.
Yep, she's sleeping.
Oh, she's sleeping. Well, that's why you were in. There's Krista. Hey, Krista.
I'm sorry. I keep pushing and nothing happens. It's crazy.
You all missed out the beautiful granddaughter Karen. She was on earlier.
No, I saw her. I did see her.
Yeah.
She was beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to say, you know, coming back from this amazing Tony Robbins event that I went this weekend, I have a few notes that I want to share with all of you, especially I know Ted is, you know, is he still here? You
Yes.
know, the quality of your life is where you live emotionally. And that really, got into my head, because we do need to live in a beautiful state by trading our expectations for appreciation. So we all tend to, our mind plays tricks on us. Our mind likes to go into the suffering mode, into the victim mode. And instead of being a victim, you need to be a victor and really master your mind, right? To be in any business, whether it's this business or a job or whatever. And I have a few notes here of the way we suffer is the way we focus on ourselves, and the mind uses us. So we need to control our mind and use our heart and our soul, which is everything that you've been saying all the time. With your heart and your soul, you control your mind. And that's something that, in life, and, we all have our hardships. And I love this mastermind that you do on Wednesdays, because it puts us back into a beautiful state of mind to move forward and to support each other. So I thank you for that, Fred.
You're welcome. And folks, by the way, like Krista, when you come back from something like that, I thought you had an extra light about you yesterday, a brighter light. I didn't realize you were at Tony Robbins. You go to the Mind Body Mastermind and share it, because I'll tell you, the mastermind principle, and if you haven't gone through Think and Grow Rich in a long time, go back through it, get the audio version, go to YouTube, watch Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill, mastermind principle is so critical, so critical. The eye conversations in the world, so a couple of people were asking about it. Listen, when you use the EXP world, you just, first of all, in your enterprise, there's a training calendar. When you go down to your EXP enterprise, there's a training calendar. Go down and click that. It'll tell you, where they all are. But if you ever are wondering where something's in the world, just walk up to the concierge at the front desk. When you go in the EXP world, say, hey, someone told me about a meeting, Eye Conversations. And they'll say, oh yeah, it's in the main auditorium. It's in the main auditorium every week. Fridays at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, so 11:30 our time. Eye Conversations at EXP World. Okay, I just looked at the chat. And then but yeah, Krista, that's great stuff. And anything like Frank Hopkins was going through this book, and I saw he was posting it on his personal page. I told him, I said, Frank, do me a favor, share that over in the Mind Body Mastermind. Folks, I went private with that group intentionally because I really want people to get to know one another. Come in and introduce yourself, saying, hey, I'm Alice in Dayton, Ohio. By the way, you maybe stir up some referrals as well. Hey, I'm really having a struggle. Be really candid. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. And, anybody can help me. Is anybody else going? Like, Alice, you know me. I'm sorry. I'm an open book. But I'm going through this horrible divorce, and after all these years, anybody else? Can you help me? Hey, I'd like to team up with somebody. That's why I went private with that. Okay, so I really am serious about that Mind Body Mastermind on Facebook, the community, because there's somebody. Anybody else going through a divorce in the past 3 years? Anybody? Okay, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just on the front screen, Alice. Right. So when you're going through all that crap yourself, why? Don't go alone. Don't go alone. Come to the Mind Body Mastermind. MSLM. I'm not going to say, how are you? Because you won't tell me who you are. You keep hiding yourself. Shalom, my friend. Shalom. It says, are you guys sharing the Zoom records? What do you mean? A recording of this? Let's make him speak up, or her. Is it him or her? Who is it? MSLM is playing a game with us, guys. They won't disclose who they are.
I want to ask Krista something. How do you sustain that vibration?
The beautiful state of mind.
Correct.
It's hard. It's hard because, like Fred said, I came from a 4-day high. I was jumping, I was screaming, I was happy. And then Monday comes and life is here again, right? So today's Wednesday. So, I'm priming, he teaches you how to prime. I can send you, if you text me, I can send you some exercises that I'm doing now, which I was doing before, but now I'm more intentional about it. It's called priming in the morning, and you elevate your mind, and you can do it several times a day to get your mind into this beautiful state. But it is hard. It's a conscious decision that every time something comes in your mind, that a negative emotion or a limiting belief, I can't do this is too hard, I can't make the calls. You just have to consciously work on getting into a beautiful state of mind. And there's several exercises that you can do for that. So text me and I'll share those with you.
I don't have your number.
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the things to maintain a beautiful state of mind is the things I said: internalizing, externalizing, and then eternalizing. So you don't want to internalize anything, you don't want to externalize it. Just remember, you're a powerful being, right? You are who God created you to be, right? And anything that you feel is a lack is nothing more than that divine integrity and divine intelligence calling you to say, get beyond it, my friend, get beyond it. I love the story of the guy that prayed every morning, dear God, help me, help me, help me. And finally got a real loud thundering voice one morning, says, stop it, stop it. With plans no bigger than yours, you don't need my help to achieve them, right? So, it's not what God, what can you do for me today? God, what can I do for you today? That's why we're here. We're not here to get anything from God. He's given us everything we needed, or she, or who, however, whatever you're comfortable. We've been given everything we needed. It is internal. It is there. It's in our souls. We came here with it. We came from love. We got all the love we ever need. It's all internal. It's just that we don't know how to get it out. And that's what Krista's talking about, that beautiful state of mind. By the way, that's one YouTube video you want to expose yourself to, Rhonda Burns. No, not Rhonda. What's the girl that wrote The Secret? Yeah, Rhonda Burns. Is it Burns? Yeah. No, who wrote The Secret? The original author. Anyway, her book called The Power is all about love, right? The Power. So you want to go to YouTube and look up The Power. Who wrote The Secret? Somebody. Rhonda Burns, yeah. The Power. Hold on, I'm gonna look up quickly. The Power.
Yep, you're right.
I think you're right. It is
Yeah,
Rhonda Burns, I
Yeah,
think.
Rhonda Burns, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called The Power. You hear all this stuff about The Secret because it's the first one, but you hear very little about The Power. And that book is more practical than The Secret.
Wow.
The Power. That's what it's all about, is love, because that's what that's all about. That's what A Course in Miracles is about. All about love, knowing your original version and always coming back to your original version of who you really are, not who your ex made you to be, not who somebody else made you to be, not who your parents made you to be with all the chatter and all the other stuff, all the people in your life have made you to be and belief system. It's all about your original version and who you really are, right? That's how you get a beautiful state of mind. Okay. Hey, thank you all so much for all participating. Mind Body Mastermind, Facebook community, come in, be authentic, be transparent, be vulnerable, be giving. You go to a session like Tony Robbins, post some of those things in there if you would, Krista. That one exercise you're just talking about, that would be okay.
Okay.
So, all right. Hey guys, thank you so much for what you give me. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You've got me charged up.
Thank you, Fred.
I'm gonna have to go
Thank
take
you.
a walk to calm down here. You got me so charged up. Karen, I'm jealous. Because I don't have
It's
any.
wonderful.
I don't have any that young. I have two great grandchildren now. A great grandson who's 2, just turned 2, and my great granddaughter just turned 1. So they're not that little. I love that little size.
Yeah. But I have to give you a big thank you too, Fred. You're my inspiration. I sat next to Jay at a conference we had here in Orlando Live and just bragged about you and how you recharged my energy, my battery, when I thought I was going to retire. And I'm like, damn it, if Fred can do it, I can still do it.
Amen. Hey, I'm just getting started too. If you keep hanging out, I think in about another 3 years, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get it going. Anyway, remember distinguished.biz. If you want to say, hey, meet my business partner, just tell me if you invite someone there, because if they connect with me, I want them to know, I want to know where it came from. Okay. And I'll help you bring someone in on your group. Okay. Distinguished.biz.
Thank you, Fred.
All right. Ciao.